Namaste my fellow strikers, Holy Materia here, back with another Shinobi Striker video. Today we're going to be talking about the best DLC for each class, so let's get right into it. Okay, so this is the updated version of this for 2022, the best DLC. I'm going to try to make this video shorter than the last one because it was like 20 minutes long. And I already have in-depth videos with like a ranking for each class. So I'll link those and also put them in the iCard for you guys. And the attack one will be coming out after this. But with all the DLC in here, it's starting to get hard to say who's the exact number one. Some of them, there's like 3 that are really good. Some classes, there's a clear number 1. Some classes, it's like 2 or... So yeah, let's just get right into it though. Okay, so we'll start with healer this time because I think this is probably one of the simplest. So right now, Itachi is the number 1 healer DLC. He is the clear-cut winner right now. All his moves are the most meta when it comes to the healing class. He overtook 6 past Naruto like really by a lot. There was a time where I felt like they were about even, or maybe even Naruto was a little bit above Itachi, but Itachi right now is definitely above Naruto. 2 of his moves are super meta. Like when it comes to going into a combat match, it's almost like a mistake to not go into the match with some of these moves. And even his 3rd moves is okay. So first let's talk about his ninjutsu. So he has the Yasaka beads. That move is one of the best moves for healers. It's even better really than the True Seeker orbs. Before I said that the True Seeker orb changes the way people think about healers, and the Yasaka beads has done that and then taken it to a whole new level. So this move has so much utility. It does so much for the healer class. It gives us some damage, it gives us some range, it gives us protection. Like it does so much stuff. Like it does crazy damage. It has like 4 parts if you hit people with the whole thing. So you can hit them with the initial startup just like the Totsuka blade, and then they'll get knocked up by the arm and get hit with that, and then they'll get hit with the actual Yasaka bead explosion. And when it first came out, if you hit him with the first part, you wouldn't hit him with the last part. But now the whole thing combos together, so it does all kinds of damage. It keeps people off of you. You can use the Susanoo armor to protect yourself from almost everything. It blocks ults, all kinds of stuff. It has a long cooldown. That's probably the only weakness of the move. But besides that, it's just one of the best moves in the game. It's easily the best healer ninjutsu right now. His second ninjutsu is Tsukuyomi, which was the move I was most hyped about, but I'm so bad at landing it, I don't really use it. But if you are good at landing something like a Madarazu, it works similarly to that. When you activate it, it will land where your opponent was when you first activated it. So it doesn't have a very big hitbox, but when you hit them, it will stun them for a while. They'll go into like the Tsukuyomi animation, which looks dope. It's better to get hit by it than to actually hit somebody with it. Their attack power will be decreased, so you can like follow up and combo them, or your teammates can combo them. But the thing is that usually the stun doesn't even last long enough for it to even do damage to them, because your teammates will knock them out of it. So it's better used in the pit than in like a team battle. And then his ultimate is Izanami. It's probably the most complicated ult in the game, but it's one of the best, especially since they buffed it. So now the stun lasts way longer than it used to, and it's a global move. Okay, well let me just explain what it does first. So when you first activate it, nothing happens. And then 10 seconds later, anybody who was alive when you activated it will get reset to where they were when you first activated it. And when that happens, your opponents will lose all their ninjutsu and any buffs that they have. You and your teammates will gain all your ninjutsu back, and any debuffs will be removed, and it revives your teammates. So all kinds of stuff happens on that first activation, or when it first activates automatically, and then you have the option to either let it run out for 10 more seconds and then it will activate again, and all those things will happen again, or you can push the button and it will stun everybody globally. And the thing is that this, before, when it first came out, if they got stunned in the air, they would just be floating in the air, sort of like how they do if you get hit by Tsukuyomi in the air. But now they fall when they're stunned, so you can use this to pitfall people. So it's one of the most overpowered things in the game, because it's like a global sleep, or a feather illusion, or a global like Ino ult. So it's just super overpowered now, and it almost doesn't make sense, and it's been like this for a while, so I'm not sure if they're gonna end up nerfing it. And this move is also amazing on base, whether you're carrying the flag or trying to stop somebody from taking your flag to their base. So yeah, Itachi is number one by far, easily. Alright, so now let's talk about the range class. So like before, Adult Sasuke is still the best range type. So range types get no love. we still don't get any love. We've got the same old range type from season 2. It's still the best one. And still Madara is the second best. So we really have gotten no love for the range. So with Adult Sasuke, he comes with 3 ninjutsu. They're all good. Flame Lightning is probably one of the best. Is probably the second best range ninjutsu in the game. It's the best move to use to defend the flag. You can, as long as you can target somebody, you can pull them to you and hit them with the Flame Lightning, and it'll knock the flag out of them since you go rolling. This move has all kinds of utility, like when it comes to extending combos, or like just finishing people off. It's easy to use, but you can also use it in like very complicated ways, so it's just like a really good move. His second ninjutsu is Heavenly Hand Power. This one you can be super creative with it. It's really good on flag when it comes to like running the flag. You can swap with your opponents. You can use it to make all kinds of creative builds, like swapping people into ultimates or paralysis seals, all kinds of stuff. So it's also a really good move. And then he also comes with the Onyx Chidori, which is better than it was when he first came out, because now it combos and it can break things like True Secret Orbs. Not that you see that as much as you used to, but it's still a good, it's still another good move. And then Sasuke's ult is really good. The Susanoo Chidori, it takes a while to get, but it's, as long as you use it from like a medium distance, it's almost like a guaranteed kill, because if you use it too close, it'll act weird and it won't hit them right. And if you use it from too far away, you might hit them, but you only like do the burn damage and you won't actually like finish people. Yeah, so it's a really good ult. It's one of the better range type ults. Honorable mention to Madara, just because Majestic Destroyer Flame is so great. Majestic is still the best range jutsu in the game, but Sasuke just has better stuff than Madara overall. But yeah, Majestic breaks Sand Shield, Water Pillar, breaks guards. It's so big, has good tracking, so it's hard for most players to dodge unless you're advanced. But if you are also an advanced player, you can hit people with it. So yeah, Majestic is still the best range move, but Madara isn't as good overall as Sasuke. As a range main, I would get both, but if I can only get one, I would get Sasuke for sure, because he's just so much better overall. Okay, on to defense. So I'm still gonna say that Neji is the best defense DLC, because Hazan Strike is just too good. It's too good a move. It's the best defense move in the game still. It's crazy good. It has amazing tracking. It goes halfway across the map. It's almost impossible to just dodge it like normal. There are moves that you can use to get away from it, but as far as like just avoiding it normally, it's almost impossible. It resets your sub, like not locks it, it resets it, so it puts the whole stock to 0. So if you have something like multi-shadow clone jutsu, it'll reset both stocks and you have to wait for 40 seconds to get each of them back. And it takes away some of your ult charge. So yeah, the move is really overpowered. It doesn't do too much damage, but the utility of it makes it so good. His other move, Body Blow, is not very good, but you can use it to like escape some moves. It makes you not flinch, and you can give you a defense buff. But yeah, that move isn't very good. But his 8 trigrams, 128 palms is good. It's not one of the best ults, but defense types don't really have like really super good ults in the game so far. So yeah, it's one of the better defense ults, I would say. It can kill most squishies, and it's pretty easy to get off, especially on stuff like base where people are standing still. But I do have to mention Last Battle Sasuke. He might be as good as Neji because both of his ninjutsu are really good. The rib cage is broken. It's one of the most broken moves in the game. It puts you in like a perpetual blocking state. So the only thing that can get through it are things that would ignore guard, stuff like the opening of Yasaka beads. It's just a broken move, so it's one of the best defense moves in the game. You can just run around and not get hit by anything. And then his other move has some of the best tracking of any of the like Chidori, Lightning Blade, Rasengan type of moves. So you throw your kunai and then you teleport to it, and then from there you do a Chidori, and it has really great tracking. It's easy to hit people with as long as you're within range, and it does decent damage for a defense move. But Sasuke's ult is like really bad. It's one of the worst defense ults in the game, so that's why I wouldn't really say he's the best defense DLC overall. But the ribcage is really good, so you might want to get him just for that. Okay, so now on to attack. The thing that I least like talking about. So just like the last 2 videos, attack type still have all the best DLC, all the best jutsu, all the best moves. They get the most love. And this is probably the hardest one to say, like which one is the very best, because there's so many that are so good. But right now I'm gonna say that this one is a draw, because I can't decide which one is the number one. So I'm gonna say Adult Naruto and Kawaki right now are the two best attack type DLCs. So Adult Naruto, both of his ninjutsu are really good. The Rasen Rampage and the Twin Impact, they both ignore guards, they break Water Pillar and Sand Shield, and because they ignore guards now, they can get through the rib cage. So basically all of Naruto's stuff can counter Sasuke's stuff. They're both really good, so they're both really good on base, but they're also great on combat and every other game mode, and on flag and everything, so like when you're defending the flag. So yeah, those booms are still great, and I still would say that Kurama Link mode is the best ultimate for attack types, and maybe the best ult in the game still. It's a two-part ult. First, you enter the Kurama Link mode, so you get your health back basically instantly. You get your ninjutsu back, your teammates get health over time, and they get their ninjutsu back also. And your action speed is increased, so everything you do, like your charge attacks, your movement speed, your jumping ability, everything is enhanced. So this move is good on every game mode. You can, as you can probably imagine, it's good for carrying flags, it's good for fighting people, because once you activate the second part, you can one-shot most people besides defense types. So yeah, that move is still really good, and so all the Adult Naruto is still really good, so I'd still say that he's at least tied for number one. But Kawaki right now, and partly because he's new, everything he has is basically meta. So they nerfed Strange Taste, so it doesn't give you as much ult charge as it used to, but it's still good if you use the right build. Even if you just have smoke bombs and you can stun somebody and sit there and charge off of them, you get all kinds of stuff back. You can attack the boss with it, like you can get ult charge from Gamma Bunta and Gamma Kichi. So it's still broken, even though it doesn't charge as fast as it used to. But the real thing with Kawaki is his Imperial Wrath. Like that move right now is one of the most broken moves in the game. So this is a two-part move. The first part, you rush at your opponent and you hit them and you reset their substitution, and then you can move around, you can combo, you can do whatever, and then later you can activate the second part. And the move is it's easy to use, it has great tracking, and especially in the hands of like advanced players, like when they combine it with something like Claws and Oboroguruma or something like that, then it's just, there's really nothing you can do about it. So that move is one of the best moves in the game right now. And then his ultimate, I wouldn't say it's the best ult, but it's one of the easiest ultimates to use. It's very difficult to avoid unless like something weird happens with it, and like if it's glitchy, but it's very easy to hit people with, and then it has a massive explosion, so you can sometimes catch other people in the explosion when you hit one person. But you can't get hit from behind it, so if somebody's using it, then go behind them and then you won't get hit at all. But the blast radius like in front of them is huge. It covers like all the space of a base and then some, like the area where you would be fighting over the base. So yeah, Kawaki and Adult Naruto are the best, and also just honorable mention to Shisui, just because of Oboroguruma. It's still one of the most overpowered moves in the game. I don't think that Shisui is quite at the level of Adult Naruto or Kawaki right now, but the Oboroguruma is still great. It's still overpowered and has the amazing utility with all the things that it does, like increasing your movement. It can lock sub, locks ninjutsu, and then also his ult is really good, especially in flag. It's almost impossible to stop somebody from carrying the flag if you can activate Kodo. So his ult and Oboroguruma are both really good, but so yeah, it's hard because they're really I'd say those are the three best, but maybe the other two edge him out a little bit, but maybe not. So if it would be between those three, but Attack has so many good DLC that it's almost impossible to say like which one is the very best. So yeah, you can flip a coin, get an attack type, and you're gonna have a good DLC. So. But I'll do an attack video after this one to break down each one like I did with the other ones and rank each attack DLC. I just wanted to see exactly like where Kawaki ended up falling in the whole meta. So yeah, that'll be like one of my next videos that's coming up. But yeah, that's it for this one. Hopefully this was a helpful update. to see what's up with the DLC in 2022, because there's been some big changes because of season 4. And if there's a season 5 at the end of that, I'll do another one of these. But if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button, and if you'd like to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And if you want to help support the channel, you can check out the new Holy Materia merch, links in the description. And this video has been done in collaboration with NordVPN. You can get an exclusive NordVPN deal if you follow my link in the description. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. I use NordVPN whenever there's a game or a streaming service that's not available in my country, because you guys know I live in the Philippines, but it also offers amazing cybersecurity. But yeah, check that out if you want to help support the channel. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Everybody stay safe out there. Peace and love.